the high school sports arena, there's nobody that has more information than our next guest. Well, who is that? Roy Fuoco from the Ledger. Roy, welcome to the show.
Good to be back. It's been a short summer, it seems.
Man, it just flew by. We were just talking about that. Karin and I were talking about that last night, and it's just like, wait a minute. Labor Day, really? Just a couple of weeks away? It's unreal.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the flip side is, of course, is if you were like our cameraman with a house full of kids, you're looking forward to them going back to school.
Oh, so. That's Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got like 20 kids.
Yeah.
Get them all out of the house.
Yeah.
I'm looking, I'm grateful to have one of mine back.
20 kids, no TV.
Well, when you get to be my age, when the kids come back for a visit, Lieutenant Hunter Jackson, in the house.
Yeah.
Just, great times, great experience for everybody, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, everybody, Roy Fuoco, and there's nobody that knows more. So we're looking forward to, hey, what is coming up, especially in football, because we're weeks away. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Well, actually, tonight is the Kickoff Classics.
So, that's right.
Yeah, so you get a kind of early look at what teams could be. I'm going to go to Lakeland. Now, they're supposed to just play Plant City in a game. Frazier, just like Bill Castle, liked playing a regular game, but then from what I understand, something happened with the Fort Meade Bartow game, so Bartow's going to Lakeland. They're going to play a jamboree, so it'll be Lakeland, Plant City, Bartow, and then Bartow and Lakeland, each playing a half. So
that's this weekend.
Yeah, that's tonight. So.
Well, this summer has flown by, hasn't it?
Summer's done.
So it's off and running next week. The 23rd. It's off and running. Away we go.
Well, of course, the Dreadnoughts, one of the favorites, as always. From Bill Castle to Frazier, all that type of stuff. How do they look this year?
We're loaded again. I mean, they, Xander Smith, the big school offensive player of the year is back. He had shoulder surgery in February, but he sounds good. I talked to him a couple times briefly, and he said he's feeling good. They got Chad Williams, the Arbondale quarterback, who's got a lot of potential. He transferred, he's the backup, so if they go down, they'll be all set. But the big question with Lake Wales is they lost all their best wide receivers graduated, but they've got talent there. They moved Shenard Clower, a safety, over to wide receiver, and Frazier is just all excited about him. Doesn't know why he wasn't there all the time, And he had 10 catches last year, so he got some experience. So, and the deep at running back again. So, and they got Malik Morris, the linebacker, who will see time in the backfield, especially late in the season. He's one of the top juniors in the state. So, they're. They're gonna. They only got 9 games. Couldn't complete a schedule, but they'll start next week down in Miami against Miami Central.
Wow.
So, Roy, every year it seems like Polk County has one key position that they're just loaded up on, whether it's defensive backs or linebackers, or what is that position this year? That there's just talent, no matter what school you look at, there's an all-star.
I don't know if it's as deep as other years, but defensive back has been deep in the county for a number of years now. And this year, again, I mean, there's a lot of wide receiver defensive backs. I mean, our number one on the Super 16 was Keon Young, who's at Lakeland. There's Trey Berry at Lakeland Christian, Klein Giles or Gillies, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Gillies,
at Ridge Community. That's a Mulberry, and then he led the county in interceptions. And Brad Bassini's going to be mad at me because my mind's blanking on his name. But they have a good one, and Lake Wales has been good in that position too. So if you look at the list, there's a lot of wide receiver defensive backs, and I asked them where do you rather play, and a lot of them are saying defensive backs, which is. I guess they like to hit,
Yeah. Well, there's, certainly football. Polk's known for football. Just a lot of success in that area. But cross country, the other sports that we can expect this fall. I mean, we're just literally except for football, weeks away from some of these things kicking off. What about cross country? Anybody stand out there?
Well, the good thing with cross country is the two runners of the year last year are back. Caden Baker at Jenkins, and then Emma Wilkinson. Like, my mind's blanking again. At Lakeland Christian, and she was runner of the year last year as an 8th grader. And now she's a freshman. So and Lakeland Christian should be pretty solid again as the girls team. And then and I just talked to him yesterday. Ridge has a runner back, Cruz Shembry, who will have a story on, I think, coming out next week, because he was in the Olympics for fencing.
Wow. Really?
For the Virgin Islands,
No kidding.
So he's ranked real high in the country. He's 5th in the nation in his age group, I think, under 20. Well, yeah, under the 20 age group.
In fencing or in fencing? In fencing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so so he's already looking ahead to the 28 and 32 Olympics. But he's in a break now, and he likes running because it keeps him in shape.
Yeah, it's a leg sport. Yeah. So which discipline? Epee, saber, foil.
Epee. He's one of the few that'll do epee and foil, I think he said, or it seems like there was another name for one of them. But he said most of them just do one, and he goes, he does both of
multiple.
Them.
Wow.
So he's going to end up either at Notre Dame or I think Duke. A couple other schools he mentioned for fencing.
Yeah. Wow. Very good.
Ohio State was another one on his finalist. So that's it's kind of neat. I knew he was into it because I was going to do something on him this year. Mm-hmm. And then over the summer I found out that him and of course Monet Nichols from Arbordale, the graduate. We had 2 Polk County kids in the Olympics.
What's it feel like to cover like a Monet Nichols? I mean, it was. We were kind of talking about it in the office, where you go from all sports awards to seeing them on international television. What's it like for you? That must be a weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's always neat when the kids you cover, like whether it's I covered Trace McGrady as a little league pitcher, as a senior all-star, and in high school, and then Chris Sale, and and the Pounceys, of course. Monet, she was always a really good kid. She was a hurdler in high school more. I think she finished 4th in the state as a senior in the long jump, but she second as a junior. I think something happened her senior year, either at regions or at the semi of that state, that she didn't finish as high her senior year in that 100 hurdles. But she was a hurdler, and when she graduated, she had ranked 2nd all time in Polk County history. But you never know what's gonna, how your career is gonna take a turn. And she went to Texas Tech, and after 2 years at Bethune, and she had a really good meet at one time. And the coach says, "You're a long jumper now."
Yeah. Wow.
And she finished 6th in the 6th in the world, at the Olympics. I mean, so which was higher than what she was ranked going in out of everybody in the Olympics. I want to say she was like somewhere in the 8 to 12 range. So good for her. I mean, she did a great job.
Yeah.
Well, one real quick question. I don't know why I've wondered this, but when you're watching the Summer Olympics, what's your favorite sport?
Probably for the summer, I'm more of a Winter Olympics guy myself.
Me too.
But probably the swimming and the track.
Okay. The track, I would figure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of only recently. I always liked the swimming. I was a big Rowdy Gaines fan back when, even in '80. I mean, because it was the Olympics were one of those sports. Every 4 years you pay attention and stuff. That's why I like the swimming. That's why I like the Winter Olympics. You see stuff you don't see.
Yeah.
You don't really follow much in the intervening 4 years. So, those two.
Okay. Roy, thanks so much. We appreciate it. As always, look forward to you being here. And it's another one of those things we got to keep going here.
Yeah.
Out of time. But once again, thank you. And thank you to the Ledger for letting us borrow you for a few minutes.